Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and in today's video, we're going to do an in-depth review of the Yealink WH66 decked wireless headset. First of all, big thanks to Yealink for sending this over. For those of you who may or may not have seen the video, we actually did another video before this one called the Unboxing and First Impressions, where I basically unboxed this thing, showed you guys what was in the box, talked a little bit about what the device does based on the description and what I could see, and then gave you my first impressions about what I thought about this device. In this video, I'm actually going to tell you guys what my experience was with the device after using it for about a couple of weeks, and then go into a little bit of what I actually really like about this thing and what I actually don't really like much, and then overall what I think about this product. So again, big thank you to Yealink for sending this over to us directly for review. Let's go ahead and jump right into this and see what we got going on. Oh, and also big thanks to VoIP Supply, who also sent this over to us in collaboration with Yealink. So as always, below this video, I'll have a link to where you guys can purchase and see, see purchase pricing, as well as more detailed specifications. And I'll also tag somewhere in this video the other video that I did when I did the initial unboxing and first impressions. So let's hop into this thing and let me tell you guys what I think about the WH66. Okay, so first of all, the Yealink WH66 dual UC decked wireless headset, it boasts that it is essentially a 3-in-1 device. What does this mean? Basically, what Yealink's kind of aim is with this device, by way of just engineering, because as you can see, anybody who's ever seen this thing has looked at it and been like, what is that? Yealink didn't do this by accident. They wanted to create something that was very unique and different from an engineering and aesthetic feel, but they also wanted to create something that, in short, would minimize the amount of devices that a person would have on their desk, but give you more functionality. What does this mean? The whole idea behind 3-in-1. So basically what this thing essentially is this is a Bluetooth and decked wireless device that can be connected to your cell phone so that you can make calls through the headset and control your calls through this control panel here on your cell phone. It can also be connected to a phone. It has the hookups also for you to be able to use this headset in tandem with an actual phone, like the IP phone that I have on my desk, which at the time of this video is a Yealink T54W, but this can also work with Polycom and things like that too. It doesn't have to work with the Yealink only phone, but also be able to connect this to a computer for things like virtual meetings, use with Zoom maybe, other virtual meeting platforms like Vonage Meetings, Ring-Central Meetings, but also to connect to maybe like a desktop app if you're using some sort of a desktop app with whatever your business or your employer's communications system is. One of the things with this device that makes it so unique right off the bat when you see it is just its design. Everybody who ever sees this thing is like, wait, what is that thing? I actually had somebody here in the studio the other day, and when they saw it, they were kind of like, WTH is that? It's a very unique design, and you gotta give props to Yealink for what they've done here. They've managed to get not only a headset into this small desk footprint design, they've also managed to give it a charger, which, let me show you guys. That is actually the charging contacts right there on the headset. And that actually rests, let me move this up a little bit for you guys. That actually rests right there and charges like so, which is actually unique. I don't think at the time of this video there's anything out there that has any type of a design like this by way of a communications setup and headset all in one. It was funny. The other day, I was actually talking to some of the powers that be over at Yealink because I've actually got a huge box of other stuff en route to us for review from Yealink Corporate. And one of the persons over there that I was talking to by the name of Fiona, she mentioned to me that they actually have a team of hundreds of engineers that just sit in the office and think up stuff like this, like, what does the customer want? Zany designs. How can we make the customer's communication needs easier? How can we save space? Things like that. I was very impressed with kind of their outlook or their vision in regards to not only their engineering and product sales mission, but where that where they feel that they need to fall in regards to just creating something different for their clients and for technology users. So let's look at the interfaces on this thing and then we're going to jump into feature and function. I'm going to tell you guys about my experience with how easy it was to set up, my use with it from day to day for about a couple of weeks, and then a little bit about what I do and don't like about it. So first of all, as I already mentioned, the headset kind of sits here in suspended animation and it charges. It's partly magnetic as well. The actual part where the contacts is, if you can see kind of the resistance there, it's actually magnetic, which is kind of neat. So this thing won't fall off very easily if you're in an office where your desk is not constantly shaking or moving or, vibrating or anything like that. So the headset is one component of this, but the other way that this thing works is there actually is a speakerphone here. So how does this work? You pair this thing up to a Bluetooth device, preferably a cell phone. It doesn't take long. When I did it, as you guys can see, my Motorola One Macro is actually paired here. But once I paired it, I was connected and able to make calls to and from through my phone on this device and talk through the headset, but also easily switch back and forth to the speaker as well. I was able to easily and quickly do that either from this or also from the actual, or also from my actual cell phone. So that setup, pairing, all of that through Bluetooth was super easy. Now you probably noticed when I gave you guys the description of this device, I specifically said it was DECT. What is DECT? DECT is the same type of technology that newer wireless phones, like your wireless IP phones that you guys have seen me talk about in previous videos, what it uses. DECT has a significantly longer range than Bluetooth. So just to be clear, the headset, from what I understand, uses DECT with the base. So you can go pretty far, more or less, with the headset while talking without losing reception. But this pairs with your cell phone through Bluetooth, not through DECT. So cell phone connects to this with Bluetooth, headset connects with this with DECT, and then the two kind of intertwine and communicate that way. When this thing is sitting on the hook, you may not be able to see this in the light box with the light intensity here, but when this thing is on the hook, it's green and flashing when it's charging. It seems to go solid green when this is fully charged. And I think when it's dying or something like that, it goes red or something based on what I saw in my usage. The other thing that's kind of neat, and let me move in a little bit for you guys. The other thing that was really neat about this was this is actually the battery of the headset. Whether this headset was connected to the actual dock or not, this always seemed to sense what the battery life left on the headset was. And that was actually kind of neat to be able to monitor the battery life on the headset remotely without having to put the headset on the cradle. That was actually kind of a cool thing. Interfaces on this device are as follows. It does have a USB hub on it. I would assume it's 3.0. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's 3.0. And it does look like it's also powered. You see it says 5 volt there, so it is USB powered, which is actually nice if you decide that you want to connect a USB powered type device to it. This means that you could actually charge your cell phone in one of these ports, and you could also connect to something else. I don't know, whatever that may be, but it is a USB hub for whatever you want to use it for. The power on the back also allows you to power this via USB or with an AC cable, as you see that we've got here. This cable did come with it, so I can only assume that it comes with the USB cable. There also was one USB cable inside of the box also when I opened this. So it had the AC adapter, as you can see here, which we're using to power it, as well as one USB cable, which it looks like you could power this from like a laptop or something like that. So that was actually kind of cool to see that you could power it with USB or you could power it with AC. That's actually kind of a nice touch, I thought. I'm not actually sure what this is, this busy light port. My guess is that it is something that connects somehow to your actual IP phone on your desk, so that it can show if you're busy or something like that, or maybe like show if you've got voicemail or something. I'm not sure what that is, but again, below the video, I'll have a thing to the description and the pricing where I'm sure it will have the specification of what that is and talk more in depth on that. Last but not least, in regards to interfaces, and this is a nice touch, it has a WH66 port. This is actually a cover, so let's open that for you guys. This is actually a cover for a port for a pad that would essentially sit off to the left of this thing, and it is basically a flat pad that I believe uses electromagnetism for you to sit your cell phone on top of it, and it will actually charge your cell phone wirelessly. That is an amazing touch. I was a little disappointed when I opened the box because I assumed, and this is no fault of Yealink, it just means I needed to do a research and read directions a little better. I assumed that the WH66 came with the wireless cell phone charging thing pad, because everything that I've ever seen in videos or online, they just kind of show it attached. But I did not realize until I received this that it is actually an add-on. So I will include a link below this video as well to that as well if you guys want to see the price of that as well as more information on that. But that is really neat, considering most people that would use this would use it paired with their cell phone to talk with a mobile app or talk on the phone paired with the actual headset. So that's actually a really neat touch. As I mentioned before, this has a speakerphone, and I believe this is the actual mic right here that you would use when talking back into it to other people. That is my best guess that that is a mic input port there, or mic input hole where it listens to your voice. Okay, so now let's talk about setup of this thing, how easy it was or cumbersome, and what I do and don't like about this thing, because this is a very unique, and I mean that in a good way. It's a very cutting edge, unique design, but it's also a very strange thing in regards to what I experienced using it. So let's start with the pros. Actually, let's start with setup. Setup was super easy. It literally took me no more than about 2 minutes to pair this thing. This thing was actually super easy to pair to my cell phone. I mean, I literally just went into the settings really quick. When I plugged it into electricity, the first thing that it asked me was what language did I want it to be. Pretty straightforward. It never really asked me for a time and date. It asked me to pair to a Bluetooth device. When I paired it to my cell phone, it pulled the time and date automatically. So that was actually really easy and really straightforward. No issues there. So that's pro number one, easy setup. Pro number two, the headset is super comfortable, and it also seemed to charge pretty fast. When I received it, it didn't have much of a charge on it. I set it on the cradle. Don't quote me on this, you guys, but I want to say it was fully charged within less than 3 hours. I don't even believe it may have taken 2 hours to fully charge this thing. So charging was really quick and easy. Setup in general of the device when I pulled it out of the box. I mean, I just pulled it out of the box like you see it here, and I just plugged in the AC and then put the headset on the cradle, and that was that. I just let it do its thing. Pro number three about this thing is the size. I was actually really excited to clear off my desk and move a cordless phone, move my Yealink T54W, which is a pretty big footprint phone, and just have this on my desk. It freed up a ton of space for the time that I used it. So for those of you who are watching that want something that allows you to connect somehow to your cell phone, your actual IP phone, or have no IP phone at all, and then just connect to your laptop, like this is it. If you're trying to save space and be minimal, go minimalist, this is the thing for you. The fourth pro was the headset was actually super, super comfortable. I mean, this thing has some really nice pads on it. It was very comfortable. The sound output on it was nice. It's a little heavier than some headsets that I've reviewed on this channel and that I own in this office, but it's kind of in the middle. It's not too light and it's not too heavy. I got some headsets in this office that, they're so light I forget they're on my head. Literally, my wife has caught me walking around the home office asking where my headset is, and she looks at me and says, "Babe, it's on your head." And then I got other headsets that they're just not that comfortable to wear. They feel too clunky and they're notably on your brow. This was neither. This was right in the middle, which is to be expected. It's a really nice and sleek build. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. It's right in the middle, and it feels really comfortable and even has padding up top here where many headsets don't. So let's talk about cons. This could be kind of a preferential thing. The issue that I have with this thing, which is why I can't really use it in the office for my personal business use, is because it doesn't, unless there's a way to do this that I'm not aware of, and by all means, if somebody's watching this video, feel free to correct me. It doesn't really pair through this control panel with my mobile app on my cell phone. For example, we use the Vonage mobile app here in our office. We've got customers that use RingCentral mobile app. We've got customers that use Nextiva mobile app, so on and so forth. It doesn't pair natively easily with your mobile app. It pairs with your cell phone, which means when I go and hit this button, this is not the remote dialing for my mobile app. This is the remote dialing for my cell phone using my personal cell phone number. And I don't like that because we don't want to make business calls, which is what I would use this for, or what most would use this for. We don't want to make business calls using our personal cell phones or using our personal number. We want to use it through our Vonage mobile apps. And for those of you watching, respectively, RingCentral mobile app, OnSip mobile app, Zoom mobile app, the list goes on and on. That's the thing. Now, could I get it to work with my Vonage mobile app? Yes. There is a way to do that with Vonage's mobile app, RingCentral's mobile app. The list goes on and on, but you can't control things from your mobile app through this. This control panel will only allow you to control things through the phone, from what I've gathered from using this. And that for me is a big con for us to be able to use it in that capacity. While some may not care that you can't transfer calls through your mobile app or place people on hold and things like that here, or end the call or initiate a call through the mobile app, that's a big deal for us. So keep that in mind. You can use this with a mobile app for your VoIP service provider, but you can't control your mobile app through this, like transferring calls, putting people on hold, ending the call, things like that. Con number 2, and this could be me, I don't know. This thing is constantly, even if my cell phone is sitting right next to it, and you guys saw this probably in some of the, while I've been doing this video, you probably saw the message come up here on the screen. There you go again. This thing has constantly been disconnecting and reconnecting at random sporadically with my cell phone. I don't know why. My cell phone is literally sitting directly behind this wall here, directly behind this light box. So I'm not sure what that's all about. I don't know if maybe it's this model. It could be a firmware in my cell phone, in my Motorola phone. I don't know. But that obviously could be a potential issue that I'm not aware of. Maybe it's handled in a firmware update that we didn't do. I don't know. My final con about the Yealink WH66 dual UC decked wireless headset is the sound quality, in my opinion, was not the greatest. It's not bad, but it's not the best. For those of you who know, I've reviewed a lot of headsets around here. I've even got some other I've got some other Yealink headsets that are headed this way to review. The sound on this thing to me, when I was listening to somebody on the other line, sounded perfect. Flawless sound. But the person on the other line said that my sound was not that great. They said it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. It was just acceptable. I kind of experienced the same out of the speakerphone here. The speakerphone was not bad. I wish it was a little bit louder. And my office is not that loud, but I had a hard time hearing people with my windows open and things like that. And just the sounds of nature outside my office. I had a hard time hearing people with the sound volume turned all the way up on the speakerphone. So I think this is best used in environments that are semi-quiet. Definitely you wouldn't want to use this with the speakerphone in a very loud environment. When I asked the person who I was talking to and I took them off the headset and I asked the person what I sounded like through the speaker, their exact words was, "You sound like you're on a speakerphone." Nothing terrible, but nothing that's the greatest either. So I don't know that I would recommend this if you're somebody who's looking for impeccable sound quality through like a headset solution. I would highly recommend this for somebody that's looking for a 3-in-1 solution where you can connect to your cell phone, your laptop, and to possibly a desk phone all at once and be able to seamlessly switch by just pressing something on here and have hardly any, and not have a lot of clutter on your desk. that's who I would recommend this device to. So that being said, this wraps up my honest review of the Yealink WH66 dual UC decked wireless headset. I actually really like it. For us, I don't think it's something that I would use every single day, but call me picky. I like a plain old desk phone. But I've actually talked to a lot of people that have used this and said they really liked it. From an engineering standpoint and just sheer originality, this is an absolutely amazing device to be able to pair to your cell phone, to your laptop, and to a phone, to multiple devices, and just have this small little compact. I mean, as you guys can see, it's not even that much bigger than my hand. To have this small little compact thing on your desk that's also got a USB hub to charge your cell phone and connect to another USB device, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. Big thanks again to Yealink for sending us this over, as well as VoIP supply. Below this video, I'll actually have a direct link to pricing and specifications on this device if you're interested in seeing it. We think it's a neat device. It serves a purpose in some areas where it lacks in others, if I'm being honest. It doesn't have the best sound quality out of headsets that I've seen, but from an engineering standpoint, it's super unique. So, again, if you found this video helpful, please like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We upload new videos every single week. Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. I'll catch you guys again in the next video.